can't find Nyoka. I'm pretty sure he's like lost in Korea somewhere.
Yeah.
But we did it.
Yeah, we somehow got here. I actually have no internet on my phone except for Wi-Fi.
That's right.
So if I'm just out in the world, I have no internet. And then my phone lost international phone calls. I'm not able to do that anymore. So I was actually like, this is not a good night.
This is
for
hard
me.
mode casting.
Yes, this is hard mode
Yeah.
Korea for now.
This is if you ever wonder why more people don't come out to Korea to cast, is because the rite of passage, the way we haze new casters, is we take their phone plan away and we just turn them around in circles and send them out into Korea. And if they find their way back, just like Spartan babies, we leave them out on the hillside afterwards. And if they come crawling back, they're allowed to cast Brood War. So you survived, Nyoken.
Yes.
It's time to get into our winners match between Bonyth and Hawk. And I don't know how to call this. Obviously, I think Bonyth has a pretty big favorite against everybody. But, I mean, Hawk's starting to feel himself a little bit. And he's not unaccustomed to defending against, early Protoss pressure. So I'm not sure we're winning this with 2 gates.
I don't know. I think we know how to call it. Bonyth, he's just so good.
He's
man.
so good.
He's just so good. He's like on another level. I always say it when people start telling me about like, oh, there's only like a 200-point gap. I'm like, dude, once you reach 2,500, there's a huge gap. Like we are legit at this point. So Bonyth 2,500 versus Hawk 2,300. I mean, that's a good rating, but Hawk has got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, if we made it, you're only allowed to type in chat if you're like 2,500 plus. The chat would be nothing, and then Bonyth would like type LOL, and then it'd be nothing again. So he's very, very good. So let's get into it. Our first game is on Sylphid, 3-player map, and this is going to be Bonyth versus Hawk to find out which player will advance out Group B first. All right, here we go. In the 12 o'clock location, in the blue, playing Protoss from Poland. Champion of BSL, it is Bonyth.
And in the bottom right, we've got the Red Zerg repping America. It is Hawk.
Red Zerg, white eggs, blue minerals. Patriotism just
Oh,
everywhere.
yes. I didn't even notice that. So I always root for the players that go up against like the big 4, the big 5. Bonyth, True Touch, DeWalt, Eon Zerg, Danny, like people like that. I want to see the underdog win. I want to see Hawk prove to us that the Corrupted Cup victory was no fluke. So I'm curious to see what he's got planned for us, because he's already showed, he showed 3 different strategies on the Heartbreak in our last series, but he showed 2 completely different ones with the mutas and lurkers. Now this time, Bonyth, he knew it was gateway.
Oh, of course.
Don't even act like you.
How are you going to kill him with cannons? Although,
Yeah.
I will say we did have 1 successful cannon rush in BSL, so we can cross that one off of our BSL bingo board. You put your stamp there, and we've got our cannon rush down. Bonyth, that's not how he wins. He wants to make Zealot.
So Hawk has decided that he's just going to play straight up. He's just going to go overpool, the most standard opener. I don't know if you can do this, man. I really like the Castro 9-pool opener. Remember, we still have the pathway at the natural.
that is not tight on the right.
That's not tight on the right. So 9-pool speed could have been a nice opener. But he's decided he is just going to play it pretty standard. Now, we always are going to have to see how many Zealots are coming. Are we going to go 1 Zealot Nexus? Is it going to be 2? Is it going to be 5?
Look, that's the scary thing, is that Bonyth's so good at keeping his first Zealot alive. Are we really fighting this? Okay. Probes, how do they do it? Attacking over mineral lines, is there anything they can't do?
No, there actually isn't.
Pretty sure he pylon blocks this, right?
It looks like he wants to, but I actually don't think he's going to.
You think?
I think he...
well, especially with
maybe.
that glitch.
Ooh, the glitch.
How does he
Pro
do
block
it?
is amazing.
Stop it! Leave him alone! Leave Brittany alone! This is quite a delay on that natural expansion, and still the probe. Has it lost health yet? I think it's mostly just shields. Okay, it is on 11 HP. Never mind. So it'll be harder to keep that alive.
Well, we do have Hawk going for something a little different here, because this was like a 218 gas, and I think 230 is kind of the standard timing for Zerg players and ZVP to go for gas. So what does this mean? Is this just going to be 2-hatch Hydra that would kind of, well, I think it might kind of shut down the pressure, but actually not really, because there's Zealots already here. Maybe this is just to rush out speed, because you definitely need it versus Bonyth Zealots. But this Zealot's already here. There's only 2 Lings.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, this first Zealot doesn't actually have to deal damage. You just have to keep it alive. I mean, if you're killing losing the probes, really nice pick off by Hawk. You just keep the Zealot alive, and then Zealot number 2 shows up. What do you do?
Well, we have gotten 2 Lings into the main of Bonyth, so I'm getting flashbacks to the Bonyth Castro series. Now, who can micro better? So far, Bonyth has eliminated the majority of the Zerglings in Hawk's main, dealing with the Lings back in his own main. Okay, Zealot goes down in Hawk's main, so this is great for him because he's got 2 Lings still in there. He also killed the probe. That means Protoss is in the dark right now. We thought he was going to be speed, but he's actually going both lair and speed.
Wow. And crucially enough, getting those 2 Lings across the base, it's so hard to do because you're scared about the Zealot and you want to keep them back in your base. But that kept the Zealot count from piling up on Hawk's side of the map. So now Hawk is totally safe, and it's actually Bonyth that has to keep microing against these Zerglings in his base.
Yeah, so I'm loving Hawk's position. Now, what I would really love is I want to see a Hydrogen go down, and I want to see us finally go for a Ling Lurker bust. We haven't seen that, I don't think, the entire BSL that I've ever casted. So I'm waiting for the day someone goes for it. It would be great because I don't think Bonyth would really expect it. Also, you can go for drops at the same time. And this is a very exposed main base. So I would personally like that. Looks like we're going to have Spire, though. But Hawk, he seems pretty all in here. I don't see a 3rd hatch anywhere. This is just 2 hatch Muta.
I think that's just what we're going for. I keep wanting to assess the subtle nuances, read the tea leaves about this build, but no, it's straight up 2 hatch Muta. And for Bonyth, this is not a mystery. He does only have 1 cannon at his front door, so he does have to figure out what we're going for. But getting that probe in is proving to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, Probe is scouting around, wondering where is this guy's 3rd hatch, because he can't find it. And unknowing to him, there actually just isn't a 3rd hatch. And this is what I thought Hawk was going to do if he went Ling Lurker. We see more Zerglings being made, so maybe he's just going to jump on the cannons with Ling Muta. There's still not very many cannons. That is a viable strategy.
I mean, you were the one talking about how rare it is to get Ling muted, right? It's definitely not something you see all the time, especially when walls are as tight as this one. Now, that being said, never count out Lings slipping through tiny little holes. So, especially if he's able to like pick off one of those Zealots in the wall, this is very scary. And Bonyth knows it's a scary, dark world out there. He has no vision at all, no way to tell what's coming.
Yeah,
2 more hatcheries.
Yeah, actually, Hawk is powering off of this, so he just teched up really fast. I guess he wanted to match the Sair timing, which is going to be perfect for him because Scourge are coming out. Sair has just about finished, so this is actually an amazing timing for his build. And the Lings kept the Zealots back, so everything is just great for him. Now, I always pay attention to the drone count. It's 18 to 32, but he'll be able to catch up pretty quickly with 4 hatch coming in. I like how we're also getting armor on the Mutas, so, last game, or last series, Bonyth was killing so many Overlords with his Sairs, but he doesn't have +1 weapon this time, so this time Hawk is going to definitely fare a lot better than Castro did.
Yeah, and he's already got his Scourges out on the map, so the Corsair has not gotten in to scout anything that's coming. And let's see, the Scourge, they miss it. Okay, so they're not going to catch the first Corsair. That means it is going to get into scout if it wanted to, but instead it's coming back and will probably die to Scourge.
No, both players just don't want to kill each other.
Yeah.
So Sair gets back. It's safe. I think he got a glimpse of the Mutas, so he should be able to defend it. But he's going to be careful because it's only 2 Sairs, and we have... Well, actually, we don't have enough Mutas to start one-shotting probes, so this is a bit dangerous.
Oh, gonna get it! At least one Corsair is gonna get hit by Scourge at below half health, but you really do have to respect the Corsairs and cannons. These early Mutas are so fragile.
Yeah, so what does Hawk want to do with this? He really didn't get much damage done with the Mutas. 5th hatch coming down. I don't see Hydrogen anywhere. So I'm not too sure exactly what our transition is. You can actually just mass Muta in ZVP, but we're just not taking our gas, so I don't think that's really gonna happen.
I thought the rule for mass mutating is if you either caught your opponent with a low Corsair count or Scourged the first Corsair. Do you think that like you can, well, I guess if you have 5 hatcheries, you can mass anything and it goes okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, mass mutas are surprisingly very strong, even if there are Sares. But you gotta catch a couple of them. Now that +1 weapons coming in for Bonyth, I don't think that mass muta would be a wise choice.
Yeah.
But I still am waiting for the Hydrogen because there still isn't one. We have 5 hatches, but where's the Hydrogen? At least I would have thought we're gonna start getting the Lurker upgrade or something. But so far, no Hydrogen, no Evolution Chamber.
We trust. I mean, he's gonna have Carapace here in a second, but he actually got a little supply block there, and so he had to build like, what was it, 4 Overlords at the same time. The muta count is actually pretty significant. It's like we half a control group.
He's got 6 mutas, 6 Scourge. There's only, I think, 4 Sares out right now, so you can clone the Scourge and kill the majority of the Sares instantly. 1 Sare actually broke off to get a scout of what's going on, and he's going to be kind of confused, just like how we're confused and we see everything, because there's just no Hydrogen anywhere.
Yeah, it's like, where are your units, man? Does he kill the Corsairs before he scouts the 3rd base? I guess the answer is yes. So he doesn't know if the Hydrogen is at the 3rd base. That'd be a weird place for it to be, but it could be there.
It would have to be there. There's the Evolution Chamber, so finally Evolution Chamber comes down. Hawk is catching up in worker count. The supplies are very close, 82 to 70, so he's not getting doubled in supply like we've been seeing in the past few series. So everything is great for him. Hydrogen finally comes down. More mutas are coming out. I feel like it had to be mutas, so we just had nothing. But Bonyth has a decent army. It's, I guess, 8 Zealots, 1 Goon. He's got... Where are actually all the Sares? Oh, they're actually just sitting in the main, waiting for these mutas to come in.
Yeah, because you know they're eventually going to dive. And we're going Archons here. This is not, like, surprising. You don't want to get Storm, because otherwise the mutas just run in, snipe your High Templar, and force those Storms out. So, I mean, this is, in theory, the best build you could be going for as Bonyth to be able to deal with mass muta. But that's the thing about mutas, is, like, it's up to you and how you use them. Is he stacking another Corsair in the main?
Nope, it is a DT. Oh, it is the Sare in the main.
Yeah, he just sacked it.
Well, he's got to figure out what's going on. I think he saw 2 Hydras at the natural, so now finally Hydras have come out. So he knows that he can't just build Archons at this point. We see a Templar come out. He's gonna need that because the Hydra counts can get very scary very quickly now that all of our econ is kicked in. But I am still waiting to see what Bonyth wants to do with this army. He's slowly building it up. He's got 7 gates coming in. He's got 7 Sares.
Wow, and they're
8
+1
Sares.
too, so
8 Sares with +1. He's just gonna murder everything in the air.
all right, let's see. Okay, obviously, yeah, this is not the time for Scourge for sure. The Storm is pretty late compared to what it would be if there weren't this muta threat, so that might be something. Also, what do we have as far as upgrades? Is it 1-1 on our Zealots?
We got +1
Okay,
weapon.
just +1. +2 weapons is about to finish.
Yeah, +2 weapons about to finish. So we saw in the previous games, Bonyth was going for double upgrades. This time, not going to risk overcommitting into upgrades. He is just going to get his tech up a little bit faster. He is taking a 3rd base.
Diving with the mutas.
Ooh. Yeah, but there's 8 Sares. We can't dive that.
Yep.
9
Sares.
Corsairs.
There's a 10th Corsair about to pop out.
So really all Bonyth has to do is get up enough Templar to actually deal with the Hydras. And if he does, then he's just going to kill everything. But if he doesn't, this is a lot of Hydras already out for Hawk. It's 95 supply to 120. That's not bad. He's got +1 kicking in himself. He's got 6 Hatch Hydra, actually. And he's got good econ. So Hawk is in a really good position. In Sylphid, there are a lot of chokes, but if Bonyth ever steps a little too far out, all of a sudden he's going to be walking into a huge arc.
Good job picking off that DT at the 6 o'clock location. It was headed down there, but he scouted it right above there. Yeah, that one. Anyway, so that base is going to come up. It's a 4th base for Zerg, but Bonyth has been able to get his 3rd base up pretty unharassed at this point. So both players really respecting each other. I mean, Hawk is still only on 36 workers, which is, I guess, kind of small, but his macro for units is actually fantastic. So let's see what happens when Bonyth starts pushing out like this.
Yeah, here comes Bonyth, and I actually don't really like his unit comp. We have 1 Storm.
Oh my god.
But if he does kill the Hydras,
we got 2.
You know that the Sares are going to kill actually just everything in the air.
Yeah.
We're going to be massively supply blocked. So it all comes down to this. Does Hawk lose his entire army? Because if he does, this game's done. If he doesn't, I think he's in a great position.
So that's a lot of Zealots in this army, and so we're going to have to figure out a way to deal with that. 11 Corsairs here. Oh my, I don't think I've ever seen 11
so
Corsairs.
Many Sares.
This is what that looks like. Here we go. We're sending him in. The first storm does come out. We've got only one more left here, trying to use the mutas to bait backwards because they just cannot fight. Second storm, massive. It's only Hydras involved in this. Look at the Corsairs. All the mutas are going to pop. And there they go. Okay, yep. Now we're down to like a muta. No mutas allowed. Corsairs trying to kite backwards. There are no more storms left, and the Hydra kiting's not bad. He needs to be re-macroing the Hydras back at home. Killing off the Archon's big, and I think Hawk is gonna hold this. And like you said, if Bonyth loses his whole army, it's rough because he's not banking storms behind this.
Yeah, only the Sares remain. We do save a few goons, but Hawk actually held it. I'm so shocked. I thought that he's gonna lose all of his Hydras and then also get supply block. Oh, now Bonyth finds a few Overlord kills, but they do have kind of balanced out each other. I guess Bonyth is up 40 supply. Somehow he's macroing like a king. He's taking a fourth Nexus that has access to a third gas. So he's actually killing it. 3 more gates coming up. Everything is just perfect. And Hawk now finally a supply block. And that might just be what Bonyth needs to actually seal the deal here, because he's going to have a huge supply lead in the next few seconds. We also can't build any lurkers. Oh, we're finding more Overlords on the left side of the map.
He actually sniped a 1 HP Corsair with a Hydra as it spawned, so that was at least kind of nice. But you can't use Scourge against this many Corsairs, so I mean, good luck. Oh wow, okay, I say that right as they turn around and get a kill. So we've limited it down to 6 Corsairs, but I mean, that's still pretty scary. They still have +1, and even though there's no more mutas, now that the Hydra count's growing, there's more High Templar out.
Yeah, and now I think Bonyth has just done it. He's got too much econ. He's got too much storm. Now he's got 4 Templars, but that's 18 Hydras in production. But with a 50 supply deficit, I just don't see our win condition as Zerg. I don't see lurkers anywhere. We have a lot of gas, but we need lurkers in position like right now, because you know Bonyth is coming.
For comparison, it's
12 lurkers.
It's about 50 army supply to 80 army supply right now. That being said, with all these lurkers morphing, that's obviously going to change the way this goes.
16 lurkers.
Jeez.
Well, this is what we need, but I don't actually know if this is actually going to get up in time. Looks like we may have a small counterattack at the top right now. It's just going to turn around. But we have so much storm available. These 4 Templars have 150 energy on average. So that's 8 storms. And here he comes. Bonyth just wants to end this guy.
Is he going to hold position 16 lurkers?
That would be hilarious.
That's the way you win. So how many observers do we have? We have 2 observers with the army, which in theory is enough, but hey, both of those get scourged or something. Oh, I love the... Oh, I thought he was counterattacking with those lurkers there for a second, but he's not. He's using them to defend. Okay, this is a lot of lurkers. The Corsair is actually running just straight up over the Hydras. They do get stormed and pushed back, but the lurkers are starting to fall one by one, but there are just so many massive storms, and every single Hydra is going down here for Hawk.
And meanwhile, Sares actually killed a decent amount of Overlords, but a lot of them get taken out. But this is just too much. You would think that Bonyth might get surrounded here, but look at the storms. They just blanket everything.
I think he's finally out of storms, so that's good. The army count is not good for Hawk. He is really mustering everything that he has, but his econ's just not that great. Hawk taps out, and Bonyth takes game number 1.
I don't know if you saw the mini-map at the end, but yesterday we were talking about how we needed that 4th base, man. Like, we had to get it. There were 2 Nexuses being built at the very end. Bonyth was killing it while taking bases. We had 6 base Protoss, so we're hitting our build today.
He's pretty good.
We're killing it.
Yeah, Bonyth is feeling it. And man, I don't understand. I always hate these people that are just like Zero, our producer, these people that are just like way too successful at just everything. Bonyth, he's got like family, job. Also, he kind of plays Brood War sometimes. And by the way, when he does that, he just looks so good. So Hawk, I would say, didn't look bad that game, but I was really kind of confused about our muta timing there, because it felt like he just gave Bonyth... I know, because having problems with our password here. Somebody guessed our password earlier. I was like, wait a second. We increased the level of encryption like 500 times, and somehow they still keep getting in. But anyway, yeah, the mutas was an interesting way to play initially, but Bonyth was just like, oh, I just need to make units that just kill those units. Sounds like a good strategy. Yeah, I know, like rocket science here, but yeah, it turns out 11 plus 1 Corsairs is
They're pretty good.
Pretty good against Mutas. Wow. What a game number 1. So game number 2 is going to be played on Clayfield, another one of these big classic style 4-player maps, and I think that plays into Bonyth's hands a little bit.
I don't think there's any map that doesn't play into Bonyth's hands. There's just
trying to
every
think,
map is good.
What is the most ZVP imbalanced map out there?
All
Destination?
Of them. All of them. Yeah, Destination.
Yeah. There's a few of them, but you're right. In general, it's usually a tough time for Protoss, but not when Bonyth plays. So let's get into game number 2 and see if Bonyth will be our first player to advance out of this group, or if Hawk can stay alive and get us to a game number 3. All right, here we go. In the upper left-hand corner of the map, Clayfields. In the blue, playing Protoss from Poland, the BSL champion, Bonyth.
At the top right, he's one game away from getting put back down to the, I guess, the final match. It is Hawk. You know what the worst part about facing Bonyth and losing to him is? Is you see the APM at the end. Like, you practice for months on end, you're like, man, I'm killing it. I've upgraded my skill. I've upgraded my APM. Maybe I'm over like 300, 350 APM. Man, I'm killing it. Then you play Bonyth, you just get smacked down so easily, and you see he's got 220. You're like, so all that APM I increased clearly didn't matter at all. I'm just doing nothing of importance.
Because so the realization there is even more epically depressing, because it means that each one of your actions isn't just like twice as bad as your opponent. They're twice as like meaningless.
Yeah.
So you're putting all of your thought and ability into playing this game, and then you see that your opponent requires half as many actions to beat you, and you're just like, wow, like what am I doing here? Like what's going on? So we're going Gateway Expand again, which is no surprise to see from Bonyth. But last time Hawk was able to get a couple of lings across the map to stop the Zealots from piling up in his base. If he doesn't do this time, it can still be super scary.
Well, we've got another 12 hatch. This is going to be very reminiscent from the game from Castor. I think Castor went 12 hatch. And again, Bonyth has close spawn, so he's going to be able to get his Zealot across the map very quickly. Now we again are going to have to wait and see how many Zealots does he want to build. Is it going to be a fast Nexus behind this? He doesn't scout Hawk first, just like he didn't scout Castor first. So again, he's going to be in the dark, and it would always be risky to just run into a 9-pool. So we're going to just have to wait and see where the Zealot goes. Is it going to play back? Because we saw Pro go for Gateway Expand, yet he never attacked with them. But of course, this is Bonyth, so I don't expect him to sit back. But
yeah,
let's wait and see. Okay, Zealot comes out, and he is going to see that this is a 12 hatch. Everything is just pretty much ideal for him, and Hawk sees the first Zealot move out, so he knows what's coming. He needs to either Probe does not get into the main.
Ooh, that's pretty nice. Except that he runs down the ramp and just lets it in anyway. I mean, I guess all you want really is your third base timing, so he's gonna get that. So maybe that's mission accomplished. He doesn't care about it getting into the main, but still.
Yeah, nothing to see. So unlike last game where there was a 218 gas, there's no gas this time, so Bonyth is going to know that it is 3 hatch, but you're letting a Zealot in a Probe into position.
Yeah, this is certainly scary. Now, where are these Zerglings? They're just now popping out. It's not like he skipped on Zerglings. There's still 6 of these guys, but there's going to be a Probe and a Zealot in the mineral line. And let's see if he can position this Probe in time. Yeah, the Probe can attack through the mineral patch where the Zerglings cannot hit it. That allows the Zealot to 2-shot the Zerglings. Look at that. He's getting so many 2-shots off of these lings, and almost gets a bonus ling there at the end.
Yeah, but Hawk had a great surround there. 4 lings were attacking the Zealot. That's about the maximum surface area you can get on a Zealot in that position. So really nice defense. And he took no losses. I don't think we lost a single drone there. We lost like 2 lings. So this is as good as it can get versus someone like Bonyth. Now behind this, we do have Nexus coming up, Cannon coming up. He didn't skip the Forge somehow and go straight into Cybernetics. So everything is pretty standard from Bonyth. 3rd hatch has gone up for Hawk. Yep. Now, are we going to see Hydras or not? Because this gas, I it kind of feels like it's going to be a Hydrogen, but we're approaching 100 gas, but there's no lair yet. So I actually think that this might be a Hydrogen. I see a drone acting like it wants to move and build it.
What are we doing? We're a little bit slow on this timing, so I'm expecting to see it. We're getting speed, so that's one of our 100 of our gas. Where's our next gas going? Lair, okay. Yeah, so no Hydrogen to speak of. What happened to that good old 9734 build? I thought that was pretty good.
Everybody's telling me that it's fallen out of fashion, that
okay.
Protoss figured out, you just build a Citadel, man. But my thing is how do you know to just build a Citadel?
Yeah. That's
how do you know?
It's so hard to scout what's coming your way for 973. That a lot of times, I guess maybe you just do it when the build's really popular.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Bonyth just defaults to going Citadel here because he's blind this time. What is it? It's a Stargate.
Okay.
So 973 feels like it would have been amazing. Probe gets caught again.
Nice.
Hawk really on top of killing this probe, and this is exactly what you want as Zerg. Keep Protoss in the dark. Just let them keep leading off a probe.
Yeah,
that
what did
hurts.
we see there? There's a totally naked natural. Nothing to see. There's no like random sunkens. There's no tech buildings. There's nothing.
He saw 5 links. It's not like he saw 20 links. He saw literally nothing. He didn't even see gas there. He didn't even see, hatcheries going up. So he's completely in the dark. Lair is done. Spire's going to be coming up now. Now, what about these 2 drones? Is this drone still AFK from the beginning?
Okay, finally he gets it, but I think it was actually pretty idle there. So not optimal for sure. Got a couple of drones mining from the backside of mineral patches. That's a little bit of a struggle, but for the most part, I mean, the drone count looks great. We're getting our hatcheries up, so that's mission accomplished. Hydrogen is about to pop, so that is going to be what it is, and Spire on the way behind it.
Yeah, 30 drones versus 31 probes. Great position for Hawk. We've got no +1 weapon coming in for Protoss, so it's not going to be any super fast timing. We do have Citadel already done, though. Templar Archive coming in. So this is more than likely going to be fast DT, which we were seeing for a long time. Don't know if that's still the current trend, but that's definitely going to be the case this time. Now +1 weapon comes in. No +1 air for Bonyth just yet, but he is continuing to build stairs so far. So we're going to have to wait and see if we're going to build 11 again or what number we want to go for. Meanwhile, 5 hatches, 4 Hawks. Speed is coming in for his Hydras. I expect to see speed on his Overlords pretty soon. And I think this is the game he should start to get aggressive because he's got a way better econ than he did in the last game. Everything is lining up perfectly. He didn't take any Overlord losses. This is great.
Yeah, he's about to pop 6 more drones and really start skyrocketing on this econ. And this can be the situation where, as a Protoss player, it's really scary. You can lose that Overlord.
You might lose this 1 Overlord. I don't think that's a massive loss. He is supply blocked, but he did have 3 Overlords in production, so he's not going to be blocked for long. Now, there are a few Sares out. DT is about to pop out, and behind us we've got Bonyth going up with standard gateway Tinus 2, 3 gateway, soon to be 4. This is 6 hatch. 6 hatch Hydra from Hawk. Now Bonyth did scout it with the stairs, so he sees exactly what's going on. So he needs to get out a few Templar. He needs to start banking energy. We're gonna have a lot of Hydras pretty soon. But there's that DT. Where does he want to go?
I guess you can just sit it outside the natural, but I think the Overlord count is a little light at the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. Check the 3rd base. Yeah, there's only 1 Overlord there. I mean, it exists, so maybe that's enough. But how many Corsairs do we have? We're still building them, so I think we're on 4 right now. And that can definitely get in there, kill your 1 slow Overlord, and make that 3rd base a lot harder to keep alive.
Well, the DT is going to come in. He's going to instantly turn around after seeing this Overlord, I think. Maybe he's just going to
watch him
get
all the way around and snipe a drone. No way Bonyth finds the one place that's out of vision. Okay, all right, never mind.
He turns around smartly. Now, we do have a lot of Scourge. They were trying to intercept the Sares, but they're nowhere to be found. They are just sitting in the main base, banking up. Now, I don't see any Templars. Okay, there's Templars are finally out, so he's going to start banking energy. That's exactly what he needs. Supplies very close, 70 to 75. Hawk really killing it. This is definitely his best chance to take a game. No speed yet for the Zealots either.
Legs and +1 are about to finish up, so they will kick in right now, but you're right. It is a little bit slow. I guess he doesn't need it immediately, but those Zealots, in theory, are about to bust out on the map and try to deal some damage.
Well, the thing is we only have 4 Zealots.
Oh, yeah, wait, what?
We just don't have an army, so the Zealots actually aren't going to do nothing. And we do have 6th, 7th gate coming in. We've got Lurker upgrade coming in. Storm is about to finish. We have more stairs being made. It's 6 now. But I'm loving Hawk's position, especially on this map. This is a map where there's tiny chokes leaving your main. If we set up like 2-3 lurkers on each side, how do you actually trade very well as Protoss?
I mean, you try to have to storm them, but like you don't have that many storms. Finally, the DT will get picked off. Okay, it gets nice. You did it, DT. You got the drone. Unfortunately, he died. And this is going to freeze up a lot for Hawk. He's like, okay, I'm rock solid on my side of the map. Tons of drones, up to 41. 6 hatcheries, so obviously he's going to be macroing out a ton of Hydras. Let's see if Bonyth can hold on here. I don't have to consult the Magic 8 Ball to think that probably he will be able to, but Hawk is in a great spot.
Yeah, he's got +1 weapon for himself, so his Hydra's going to be hitting really hard. Really not a lot of Zealots.
Lurker drops behind this too if this fight doesn't just end the game right now. Hawk does have control of some high ground. Oh, no! What a monstrous storm there from Bonyth. He takes out a huge chunk. There's a couple of drones in here doing their thing, but also Hydras are catching a lot of damage on these Zealots. Can they pick off these High Templar? They're kind of vulnerable out here in the middle of the map, and actually Hawk just has way too much.
Yeah, he has so many Hydras. Even after taking that huge hit, he's got so many Hydras. Now, the Templars are about to have 75 energy, so we need to quit chasing at this point. It's another huge storm.
That's 6 Hydras with 1 storm.
But it's okay because Hawk had a huge drone cycle, actually already saturated his fourth base.
Workers.
Yeah, he's tied in workers, almost even in supply. He's basically matching the upgrades. He's got drops coming in. He's got lurkers coming in. Robo just started, so there's not going to be an observer out for a very long time. If we go for a lurker drop, that could be almost game-ending damage. Third base for Bonyth has just started coming up. I don't think that it's really vulnerable right now, but drops could go kill it.
Yeah, there are a few cannons every once in a while, but okay, taking out that Overlord, that's good. Corsair count is still actually pretty decent, so let's see if we can do it again. We're back up to 3 storms, so let's remember to move our Hydras. Never mind, we forgot again. Oh my god, we forgot twice. Never mind. I mean, the sheer amount of Hydras you can make off of 6 hatcheries is fantastic, so clearing up these Zealots is amazing, but finally the Zealots are getting into the drone line, and that finally shuts down this massive Zerg economy. Another completely immobile Hydra force gets stormed into oblivion. Now what are you gonna fight with? Finally, all these Hydras have died, and the Zealots are gonna wreak havoc.
Yeah, the Zealots haven't even died yet, so they're gonna just waltz up here, take out the 4th base. Sayers are still alive, sharking around to see if they can find any more Overlords. Looks like they found a couple at mid-right, but I think actually Bonyth is gonna lose his Sayers here, but still, damage is done. But lurkers are out, so they're gonna save the day, but
not in time.
Yeah, not in time. 4th base goes down. We're gonna lose all of our Zealots here. We're gonna lose Archon. We're gonna lose Storm too. So this is a big loss for Bonyth. And once, DT is out. How many kills can it get? Looks like he's just gonna get 3 or 4, but this is gonna even out the supply. Oh, never mind. Bonyth just had a huge macro cycle right there. I forgot Zealots actually.
Yeah, they certainly can. He's also able to storm his way through some lurkers. This army is just taking on all comers. This army is like Jet Li in the end of the one. It's just like, come at me. I don't think it's great that Bonyth lost his army there, but the supplies are still really close, which is super impressive to me because this is Bonyth on 3 bases who hasn't really been messed with at all this game. And Hawk is just going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, generally when the supplies are even like this, you're liking Zerg's positions. So I think if we go for a drop at top middle while also attacking the front, I would like to see like what Goku did. Draw units out of position, or what Hawk did to Goku. Draw them out of position, then go for a drop. But here comes Bonyth.
A lot of very scary Zealots, but look at how powerful this high ground is for Hawk. A massive, oh my god, no! How many Hydras we lost?
And he's gonna get the lurkers now.
He's gonna cancel that morph. You just storm the eggs.
Oh my god.
There we go. Cancel the morph. All the Hydras still die. He baited out the storm there, Nyoka. Did you see how clever he was there? It's like that meme. It's like, they'll never know. I was just pretending. Like, well, yes, Hawk, you pretended to morph lurkers there. And they all still died. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, Hawk is starting to fall further behind. So if he can stop this force, maybe drain out the storm, can he pick off some Zealots? Never mind. He's not
You
going to do
just
any of that.
GG'd.
Nope, we're out.
I thought that was, if he had dropped right then and defended with lurkers, I think he would have killed Bonyth's third base. He had so much econ, he had so many sunkens, he had so many hydras, but we can't eat. How many hydras died to Storm? Like actually like 30.
I'm trying to think like digit wise. I'm saying like maybe a solid 35. Like maybe you lose 6 hydras per storm, and he didn't dodge maybe 1, 2, 3, like I don't know, 5, 6 storms. It's a lot. It's many.
Yes.
If we're counting on our fingers, it's one too many lots. It's lots.
He ate a lot of storms that game, but Bonyth, he looked good, but you can see that he's not unstoppable because Hawk was in a good position.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, it looks like Hawk is winning until he loses, right? I mean, he had a great drone count. He had tons and tons of hydras, even though he's losing an insane amount to storms, 6 hatcheries, 4 bases up.
Yeah.
And you're just like, we doing it? And the answer is always no. For a while, actually, Bonyth did not have that many storms. He ran out of them, and then all of a sudden the hydra count was growing, the storm count was lowering, and you're like, is this a advantage? But it wasn't. In the end, he's just too good. His macro too strong. 3 bases is all we need.
That's it. Just need Storm and Zealot, apparently.
So that's going to do it for our winners match. Congratulations to Bonyth, who advances on as our second player in our second player in the round of 8, right? Third player. Okay, I was right. I know how groups work, I promise, guys. And that means that we have one more player to